John McCormick. I'm Chief Executive Officer of the Irish Cancer Society here in Dublin. The funds raised through Movember have helped the Irish Cancer Society with our own Action Prostate Cancer project. We receive many calls from men on our dedicated prostate cancer helpline, men who are worried about prostate cancer. We are very fortunate in Ireland to have a National Cancer Control Programme headed up by Professor Tom Keane, and he is very committed to putting in place rapid access clinics for men who have prostate cancer. The Irish Cancer Society wants to thank all the Mo Bros and the Mo Sisters for the tremendous support that they've given us through Movember. Through the support from Movember, the Irish Cancer Society has been able to do so much. Improve the information needs of men with prostate cancer, provide more money for research into prostate cancer, and insist that the government themselves do more about prostate cancer. And without the support we get from Movember, we couldn't do this work. So a very big thank you from everyone at the Irish Cancer Society and Action Prostate Cancer.
Our dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer 3 years ago. Shortly after his retirement, he retired in August and was diagnosed in October the same year. When Dad was diagnosed, he had a secondary in his eye, and it affected his eye first. That's his first real signs were through lack of sight in his eye. He'd gotten tested, he realised there was a secondary tumour in his eye. They then found out that he had prostate cancer, so I think it's, well, I don't know whether it's common or uncommon, but he hadn't any obvious symptoms.
And you have to, I think with cancer it has to be something that you're fighting. It's such a hard thing because you want to be angry, you want to blame something or but it's this cancer and you can't really grasp what it is at all, but it's just an ongoing fight. You're fighting something, but you don't know what you're fighting. Well, our involvement in Movember the first year, although it was based, one of the reasons was very much so that our dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer. I would say my main reason for doing it was because it was a fun event for a good cause. And I think that's the beauty of Movember and what it does. It's teaching people, young people that generally wouldn't necessarily have to worry about these things. You don't have to have someone involved in cancer or suffering from cancer to want to be part of Movember. Movember is very much young, fun thing, and through that it naturally, organically teaches these people about the good cause, the cancer, but without it being thrown in their face. I think it's a very good introduction for the young people into cancer awareness.
Hi, my name is Sonia Bowen and I'm one of the Prostate Cancer Information Service nurses in the Irish Cancer Society. We launched Action Prostate Cancer, and since then we've seen a huge rise in the number of calls we've had about prostate cancer. I work with other nurses as well. There's a good team of us up there and we're all delighted to be there working in the helpline service. It's a fantastic opportunity to reach people. Men can talk to a nurse. They can talk about anything they want, anything from prevention, early detection to diagnosis to support services, anything at all that they need further information about, even about fundraising or Movember. And that's why, again, we're delighted with Movember, because it helps us to raise awareness. And it's getting young guys involved as well, the Mo brothers and the Mo sisters, and raising awareness, because everybody has a brother, father, uncle, cousin, neighbour, whoever. And if even you tell one person that you're fundraising for Movember and why you're raising funds, it's helping to increase awareness, so it's fantastic. So again, I just want to say big thanks to everyone that raises funds for Movember, the Mo brothers and the Mo sisters. You're doing a fantastic job. Thank you so much. It's great to be funded, to be in a position to be able to give this kind of support and information.
My name is Pat McBride. I'm 55. I'm married. 4 children. My diagnosis was made, I was living in the States at the time, December 2002, and the formal diagnosis was made in 2003 through a biopsy. So the first stage was really just a random blood test, and then I was, because of the elevated levels, I was sent for a biopsy. But in my case I had had no symptoms, absolutely none, so it was a pure random blood test that I went for. The doctor, because of my age, which was 49 at the time, decided to do the PSA test as well as a whole range of other tests, and picked up an elevated PSA and really just went from there. So I was extremely lucky in the surgery they discovered that the cancer was further advanced than they had believed from the biopsies. So that was, again, a surprise, but obviously a relief in the sense that they had got it and they'd got everything. Probably there was a couple of lessons for me. One was that obviously I had no symptoms, so I suppose the thing that struck me was that if the doctor hadn't been vigilant in terms of my age, recognising me as in a risk category, because my mother had had cancer and had died from cancer. She had had bowel cancer. He should run the PSA, so that was very important. The second piece was just being kind of aware of and trying to ensure that you knew as much about what you were facing as possible and making the right decisions. I'd certainly been aware. I knew that Rudy Giuliani, for example, had it, and I knew of some other high-profile people. Colin Powell, for example, had it as well. I mean, I'm aware of it again from last year. I knew the campaign last year, and I think it's a great idea because it's a simple thing, and yet it's very visible, so people know what you're doing. Critical message for all the guys out there. I think we're all afraid to share and maybe sometimes face what our body is actually telling us. Sometimes I think you need to recognise that when it is telling you something, go ask the questions, go make sure that you get somebody to actually address it. It is treatable if it's caught in time.
So we can expect to see you with a mustache?
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll certainly try that one, yeah.
So my name is Bill Watson. I'm Associate Professor of Cancer Biology in University College Dublin and in the School of Medicine and Medical Science. And I'm here to represent the Prostate Cancer Research Consortium, which has been funded through the Irish Cancer Society. And the principal reason it was set up was to establish a multi-institutional and multidisciplinary research group made up of scientists, of urologists, of pathologists, oncologists, and also nurses. Currently it's working on sort of 4 main areas. So the 4 stripes, 4 is the bioresource, the training of young scientists, both and clinicians, our biomarker discovery program, and our therapeutics program. I heard all about it from John McCormick, and I have promised to join the initiative in November, and I will be growing much to the disgust of my family. I'm looking forward to that, and I think it's a great initiative because there's a lot of fun involved, but it also has a very serious and important aspect as well. I think one of the biggest issues with regard to prostate cancer is the early diagnosis. Like any cancer, if you can detect it early enough, you have a very high probability of cure. Because it's only when you discuss these things openly, get other people's opinions, hear other people's stories, that you learn something new that you may not have known about the disease beforehand, which could help you grow stash and raise funding, and in doing that we'll answer questions that will help people into the future.